Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Please reply via chat box. Welcome to agricultureinformation.com webinar. Today we are going to interact with Mrs. Surya Narmada on arbitration in agriculture industry. The format of the webinar will be as follows. I'll mute everyone in the audience except Surya Narmada. Then Ms. Surya will make his presentation, and after we listen to her, we can ask her our questions. And you can ask your questions by typing in chat box in GoToMeeting. You can also email me at ed@agricultureinformation.com. I repeat, ed@agricultureinformation.com. Then I'll forward the questions sent by you. And if we have time, I may unmute one or two members in the audience so that you can directly talk with Ms. Surya Narmada. I'm unmuting you, ma'am, now. You can start your presentation. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Please start your presentation.
Okay. Initially, I can just give a brief introduction about myself. I am a postgraduate in horticulture and educated at Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. On completion of my education, I took up my practice as a horticulture consultant, as I had a very good passion for that. So since 2000, I am doing this thing, and I am based in Chennai. But the interest in alternate dispute resolution had come to my mind when I worked with Mr. Inba Vijayan, an international arbitrator, who involved himself in mediation and arbitration. So one day I thought, why can't we take this thing in our agriculture industry? So since 2005, by the working knowledge with what I got from him, I did it in the agriculture industry. So in the meantime, when I surfed through the net for the arbitration and alternate dispute resolution in agriculture industry, the seed industry and GAFTA folks, these are the trade associations of agriculture things. So these people are involved in this arbitration and mediation, but with high cost. So I thought, okay, we can go for an awareness about this agriculture arbitration thing to our people, so that for each and every agriculture trade, we can make use of this thing. So during the course of my career, I worked for some corporate houses, NGOs and rural development centers, and even for some self-help groups. And my experience in handling training programs for farmers, students and farm enthusiasts, and I used to conduct seminars, workshops also in this area of practice. So to add upon that thing, I have been accredited as a fellow of Institution of Valuers, which gives me an approved valuer status for agricultural land. And apart from this, I am an expert and consultant for technology, innovation management, entrepreneur information service, and I am a member for International Society of Horticulture Science and Arbitral Women Worldwide. And I have been also listed in the list of experts, that is arbitration expert, in WIPO Arbitration and Mediation Center. And after getting all these experience, I recently we started a exclusive ADR firm. ADR firm. Actually, it's Christina's Covey Global, which exclusively deals on arbitration and mediation. So these arbitration and mediation, in that I am particularly dealing with the agriculture commodities and agriculture related dispute. So now you can have a thought why there is need for an arbitration here in our industry. Okay, I think you people now clearly understand that agriculture is commercialized now. This agriculture sector has been transferred to agriculture business now. So this agriculture business, so when we entered into the business entity, so one side the farming community is there, another side the trading community is there, The other one is the export. So, and one more thing, when we are talking about the raw materials, our agriculture products are mainly used for most of the industries, that the agro-based industries, as India is totally depending upon the farming from earlier days. We are having lot of agro-based industries, and the processed products are being exported. So, but what we can tell, the ground level starts from the agriculture or farming to the agriculture produce export. So, but now I think agricultureinformation.com has having a people of all these kinds. Actually, I have been linked with agricultureinformation.com for more than 7 years, I hope so. So I clearly know that they invite people of all different types who work for the agriculture related things. So I think here when I able to explain what is arbitration and why we have to go for this ADR practice. Okay, one thing. Now, for example, myself and another guy, we are going for a business transaction. Maybe he is in another country or another state, whatever it may be. Okay, once when you are entering into the channel of business, we have to be very careful in controlling our risk. Any business which is going, okay, we can think it will be going smoothly. But due to some unavoidable circumstances, we will meet up or end up with some disturbances or controversies or difference of opinions. Okay, how we can do that? How we can resolve that? Because we need to go with the long-term professional cooperation. The business cooperation should be there, but this difference of opinion or this difference, or sometimes it may go to dispute. To tell in the layman language, one thing we can do. Actually, we two are going to a business. It is around some 1 crore business. Maybe it may be a 1 crore business. But we are having a small difference of opinion for rupees of 5 lakhs or 7 lakhs. For this difference of opinion of 5 to 7 lakhs, we cannot avoid this business partnership or this business coalition. So what we can do? We have to resolve this and we have to continue our business. At that time, this arbitration or any other ADR mechanism, ADR means alternate dispute resolution mechanism, will give you a helping hand. I think now you can get why we need arbitration in agriculture industry. So now agriculture industry is meeting with, we are having we are having business in partnership, dealership, distributorship, export and import, then trading, all these commercial transactions. In our agreement itself, we can use this arbitration clause. So whatever dispute or differences arise between the parties. Actually here the parties have independent, here the main advantage is the parties' autonomy. What the parties, both the parties are decide upon, it will work out here. The arbitrator will decide the final thing, but with the concurrence of the parties' side. Parties will play the major role here. And one more thing, here the possibility of settlement is also there. Normally in the court system, where it will be time consuming and we have to go in search of some lawyers and we have to spend lot of time, money, and lot of transport also will be there. But here it can happen in a private room and it is private and confidential. Cost wise when compared to the other system, it is moderately or reasonably priced. And another thing, it's very speedy. We can get the result within a maximum of 6 months normally. But if it is somewhat multi-party involved or a complex case, it will go up to 1 year. So I think you now got it. What is the advantage of this arbitration? So but one thing we have to keep in mind when we want to have this arbitration as our dispute resolution mechanism. That is, when you are entering into the business, we have to sign up a contract with this arbitration clause. Then only it will be valid. That is the problem. Okay, that is one of the problem here. But one another alternative is there. Okay, if the dispute arises, some difference of opinion is there, but you want to resolve it, one thing we can do. Both the parties can go for a submission agreement. That is the agreement after the dispute arises by involving arbitration as dispute resolution mechanism. These type of things we can make. If the two parties are mutually agreed, we can go for this thing. Otherwise, if your business had this contract, you can go for arbitration whenever or under the circumstances when you need to resolve the matter through a third party. That is what here mainly we are focusing on. And one another, these are the, okay, now you may be asking how it is authenticated, which authority will this have, and how much it is equivalent to the court system. So according to our Indian court system, by 1940 an Arbitration Act has been given to the people of India. But there are some flaws and some things were there. So by 1996, after repairing the flaws and these things, 1996, according to the UNCITRAL model, the Indian Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 has been given to the people of India. So this, if you find, you can easily download this act and you can go through that, and from that you can get the definition of what arbitration, what is international arbitration, and how you have to appoint an arbitrator, how you have to make the hearings, and all these things will be there. And where you can approach the court during the arbitration hearing itself, some 3 or 4 times, if you need, you can approach the court to have some interim measures like that. I think if you are able to catch up all these points, then we can go for the how we can conduct this arbitration proceedings. And this holds good for international business transaction and domestic business transaction. For example, if you are an Indian party and if you are having a trade with or business transaction with a Singapore party, so in the business contract itself, you can go for the writings actually where we can have the arbitration, the location, the venue, and what language we can go for, and what law, either Indian law or Singapore law or a neutral law, in the arbitration law. All these things can be, we can primarily when we are drafting the agreement itself, we can make it down. This will reduce your risk to 80 to 90% in future. Sorry. So these are the small introduction about the arbitration. So according to the Indian and Indian Arbitration Act, one thing we can be very sure, it can hold good for common law countries. Civil law, when we are having the business transaction with the civil law countries, we will be having some changes. But it will be holding good for common law countries, and most of our Asian countries also involved in this arbitration. So what I started, for example, it is an Indian and Singapore party. These two parties can appoint an arbitrator of a Malaysian origin. There is no need for the Indian arbitrator or no need for a Singapore arbitrator. To maintain the neutrality, you can appoint the neutral country arbitrator. So the next we have to see the qualification of arbitrator. How the arbitrator should be and how we have to select the arbitrator. Then arbitrator can be of only condition should be he should not be mentally unsound. He should be mentally stable and he should be a very neutral person, and what we can do, he should have his own professional ethics. These are the three conditions an arbitrator has to have, and he should have the caliber to resolve the disputes. So now you have selected the arbitrator. Then now the case goes to the arbitrator, because you both parties voluntarily signed an agreement by which an arbitrator has been appointed now. So now whatever the arbitrator is having coming out with some decisions after some hearings, and we can have the expert witness, some procedurals and all. Then after that he will make a judgment. Here the judgment is named as award. Yeah, instead of in the court system we are calling that as judgment. Here it is award. This award is binding and is equal to the judgment of the High Court. Here we cannot go for appeal. Instead, after 90 days, we can go for set aside. If the other party is not comfortable with this award, they can challenge this in the court. But court will decide this award is okay or not with some four things. Whether this is coming under any public policy difference is there, or whether this matter is arbitrable or not, or some force majeure. Sometimes some earthquakes are like that. At that time, due to that, there may be some losses are like that. So with that, so these are some very small area only there for the judge to decide whether we have to set aside. That is removing this arbitration award. Otherwise, the court will declare that if the court dismisses the set aside award, this award is the final and binding. So the party who got the privilege, he will go for the executive petition in the court after the 90 days from the publishing of the award. Here publishing of the award means the day at which the award has been given to the or has been written. The date will be there in the award. That day is called the published date of the award. From 90 days, these people will be going for the executive petition, and they can claim their money or any immovable property of the other or like that through this arbitration award. I think I hope now you get some basic ideas of arbitration, because this arbitration is also a it is like an ocean, because it involves many countries. So it sometimes differs to countries according to their law and what law we are choosing, what type of arbitration we are choosing. So this is the basics of how the arbitration has been conducted and how it will resolve your dispute, and it will help you to continue your business. And in the mid, if the parties think okay, we can go for settlement amicably instead of fighting, that possibility is also there. Then if they arrive for a settlement or for a compromise, then they will inform to the arbitrator. The arbitrator will be giving an award of settlement terms, and that can be that is also binding, and with that they can come to a settlement. So these are the basic procedures of the arbitration. So if first you have to be very clear when you are drafting a business contract, to avoid disputes in future. And in the contract itself, if you avoid, if under circumstances, if you are facing some disputes or differences, how we have to resolve amicably. The word amicably has to be underlined, because we are living in the fast pace of the world and we cannot go here and there for resolving a dispute. And now the time factors are locked. So this will be a very good alternative for us to dispute resolution process. And here comes the two types of arbitration, ad hoc or institutions. In India itself, we are having some 4 to 5 institutions who administer the arbitration cases. But this can be written in our agreement itself. Okay, when we are, your agreement has to be like this. Any difference or dispute arise between the parties, it can be resolved through Indian Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 or Singapore SIAC, Singapore International Arbitration Center rules. And it can be sole arbitrator. The language is English. And another thing is the venue. The venue may be India or the venue shall be Singapore. Like that you can write in that. And if the parties doesn't go for a mutual agreement of appointment of arbitrators, we can seek the following institutions, ICADR or ICA or CNICA, like that many institutions are there. Through that you can go for the appointment of arbitrators, because these institutions will have a pool of arbitrators with them or arbitration experts. For example, for the agriculture case, they need a people who should have some legal knowledge with agriculture knowledge also. So like that they can select the people. Okay, if a person who is not into an agriculture is sitting as arbitrator, that can also be possible. But for explaining the agriculture technology or that type of things, they can invite an expert, an agriculture expert, and they will get the opinion from them, and with that they can decide the case on merits. I hope I have cleared your things, but to be frank, initially it will be somewhat vague. Actually, I have been in this field since 2005, and I am having a working knowledge. That is, I will practically work with him, and I got these things. So initially you will be finding difficult, but in future you can contact me for these things if you need any clarification in that in this area. But then right now I can clearly tell you one thing: when you are drafting an agreement, when you are entering into a business contract, if you want, please go with some agreements to avoid future risk. Any landscape agreements, contract farming, cooperative farming, formation of self-help groups, then export-import trading, commercial trading, commodity trading, all these things. When you are entering into a business with another person, partnership, so you just read all these things and you add an arbitration clause. If you find any difficulty in drafting an arbitration clause, here we are here for you people to help. So this will pave way for agriculture to become a business rather than just simply what we are telling as agriculture and farmers, and this farming community will be treated as the least in the industry in the industrial arena. So when we go with this professional approach in each and everything, surely agriculture will be the major industry as far as India is concerned, as most of people till now rely upon the agriculture. And one more advantage of our Indian people and Indian climatic zones, we can produce any type of fruits or vegetables or any other horticulture crops in any one part of India, because we are having 8 agroclimatic zones ranging from temperate to tropical. So we are a resourceful country. So it is easy for us to produce. It is easy for us to produce, but for marketing and channelizing, I think these are the things it will helpful for us to make it into a professional, and finally the remuneration of the people who involved in it. I hope I have completed my opinion and suggestions on this topic.
Okay. Thanks, ma'am, for the informative talk. Now I request audience, please start your questions by typing in chat box. Okay. When was arbitration was introduced in India?
Actually, I told you, it's in 1940, the Arbitration Act. The name of the act is the Arbitration Act, but it is before independence, no? So, lot of partialities were there. So, 1996, the Indian Arbitration and Conciliation Act. By 1996, it has been introduced. But originally 1940, but the amended act is 1996.
Okay. So, what are the advantages of this system, mainly for people into commodity trading? Can you put more light on this?
Okay, this commodity trading, the stock exchanges are doing now this arbitration. So, it is called the securities market arbitration. But now, what is the problem now? Now that that side, they are having all the agreement arbitration clauses one side. So the people who are involved in commodity arbitration, if they know, they are aware of these things, they can go for a neutral arbitration clause. And for any, this in a commodity trade, if any dispute or any differences occur, surely it can be resolved through arbitration.
Okay.
And there, the set of arbitrators are there in each and every commodity exchange boards.
Presently, ma'am, in India, how many people are aware of this new concept?
Pardon?
Presently in India, I mean, how many of them are aware of this new concept in our industry? I mean, how many people?
I think very meager, very, very meager. But you know, Indo-American hybrid seeds, no? In that Manmohan Attawar, no, he is sitting as an arbitrator for seed arbitrations. And for the commodity people, I forgot to tell one thing. They can go for the GAFTA site, GAFTA, and FOFSA, FOFSA. These are the trading bodies for agriculture, and they are having their own set of arbitration rules and arbitrators. But as far as India is concerned, we have to take up this thing. Actually, it is in a very budding stage.
Okay. I request all the members, please continue typing your questions. And ma'am, which are the countries where this concept is successful?
Many, mostly all the countries are taking up this arbitration. But actually, last year, we did an arbitration. Actually, I sit as a secretary for the arbitrator. Actually, it is for hop seed procurement. That also can be resolved through arbitration. And mostly common law and civil law, all these countries are having this arbitration. And one newer convention is there. According to that, some 148 countries has been notified. Notified means if an arbitration agreement has been awarded in one another place, within these 148 countries, it can be enforced. That is came into reality. They can get their property or money.
Okay. So, ma'am, what is the cost involved in taking up arbitration?
Yeah, actually, there are two ways of costing, pricing of this thing. Either according to the claim amount, for what money or for what value they are going to claim. In that, some may go for 3% or 5%. I think maximum of 7% to 8%.
Okay.
But in court system, initially you have to pay as a court fee as 7%. And one more point I forgot to tell here is, here there is no need to keep a lawyer to represent you. You yourself can come and represent your case. That is an advantage. So
Ma'am, we can't hear you. Hello.
hello.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am. I got
Okay.
disconnected. Yeah. So we were like, what is the cost involved in taking up arbitration?
If there is the percentage.
Okay. So may I know, I
And
mean,
in
what
some
is the cost?
institutions, they are having the calculators also,
Mm-hmm.
cost calculators. So if the claim amount is that thing, the arbitral fee, administrative fee, everything will come for you.
Okay. So do you
Okay.
think, I mean, in India it is accepted?
Sorry?
I mean,
Yeah, it's accepted. And now contract forming, no? Contract forming, distributors and dealership, partnership, and in another one is the landscape. Landscape contracts are there, no? All these things, they are incorporating this arbitration clause, no?
okay. So how is the response so far?
Response is we are getting many dispute. Actually, we are having this thing in the business transaction. This clause will be there, but it is not always a rule that a dispute should come. Mostly it will be settled before coming to arbitration itself, sometimes by the way of negotiation and mediation. And the third step is this arbitration. But this landscape agreements, contract forming and all, both the sides are getting amicably settled, or amicable some dispute resolution mechanism has been given. And when for example, if they are going and germinating, if they are buying some seeds from dealers and germination is not coming, means with these things they can claim it.
Okay.
If there is no agreement, it can be mediated.
Okay. Mr. Chandrasekhar, if you have any query, please type in chat box. Okay, ma'am, till date, I mean, what percentage of success is obtained in India?
As far as agriculture, it's meager. But when arbitration as a whole, now each and every loan agreement, even in agri loan, everything there is an arbitration clause dealing with private banks.
Okay.
And home loans, everything arbitration is there. And in near future, I think banks will also come with this thing, nationalized banks. Any contract and that hire purchase contract, and if you are going and buying some farm equipments, no, there also we are going with that. And once the arbitration is initiated, the success will be 95% will be there.
Okay.
And if the arbitrator is very neutral and impartial, that is the only thing.
Okay. And who are the other?
I think Meena Ravindra has asked one question. How many days in prior the issue should be raised before arbitrator to take up the dispute?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, if within the two parties, one has been affected, that affected party only will initiate the arbitration proceeding. So once they felt, okay, it's going on a somewhat deviated route, then they can initiate this arbitration first. The notice, the initiation of the arbitration notice has been forwarded to the other party. Then after that only they can appoint the arbitrator, and if they need, they can go for the appointment of arbitrator, or before that itself they can settle themselves. There are two ways. Then after appointing an arbitrator also, at any time of the hearing, they can settle. That is the advantage of this arbitration. It won't aggravate the dispute. It will make solutions to cool down. That is the advantage of this arbitration.
Okay. And who are the other people who are promoting, I mean, this concept?
Actually, I told no that GAFTA folks are doing, and here that commodity trading people they are having their own arbitration things they are having, and ICA, Indian Council of Arbitration, is doing, and CNICA in Madras, Council for National and International Commercial Arbitration, Nani Palkiwala Center in Chennai, ICADR in New Delhi. These are the institutions promoting the arbitration. And another is there, CIARB, it is a mother body, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. The mother body is in UK. That CIARB India branch is there. They are promoting here all over India. They are promoting this concept of arbitration.
Okay. So I mean,
but as of now, that arbitration exclusively in agriculture industry, I have been initiated, because we people, that rural people, find very tough times to go with the legal system. It's new, it's tough for them and time consuming. So I thought, why can't we solve this problem? And one more thing, there are something can be arbitral and some cannot, like criminal proceedings.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, please ma'am, continue.
Something cannot be arbitrable and something cannot. For example, these family matters, that is divorce like that and all, it cannot be arbitrated, but it can be mediated. And for example, if we are having the dispute over property, that can be solved by mediation.
Okay.
Or they can go with submission agreement with arbitration, and they can resolve with the third party.
Okay.
So for each and everything, arbitration will give you a solution. That is amicable solution without aggravating the matter. That is the main plus of this arbitration concept.
Okay. So ma'am, do you provide, I mean, any training is there for this kind of, if somebody wants to take up this?
Yeah, surely we are giving this. Actually, I gave this training to almost mm, all farmers of Tamil Nadu through a rural development center.
Okay. Would you like to
And
share the fees and all about this? The duration of the course fees?
actually, we will be that depends upon the number of participants.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, you can have 1,000 to 1,500 per person.
Okay.
And if I have to travel there, the travel cost and other out-of-pocket expenses we have to bear.
Okay.
Where I have to. If it is in Chennai, it's okay. Other than Chennai, they have to bear me the travel cost.
Okay.
And travel accommodation and other things there.
Okay. And how many sessions will be there for this training?
Sessions, mostly if it is with basic introductory course, 1 day.
Okay.
1 day. And next in advanced course, we have to go for 2 days. And I can link you with the people with the CAR that I told, no, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. They used to conduct regularly the courses once in 3 months. But I think the charges may be 8,000 or 9,000 for 2 days.
Okay.
They used to conduct in Chennai, Bangalore, Bombay and all. But well, after the training, they will give a paper for you. You have to give an assignment like that thing, the participants, and they can apply for, with that thing, if they go through all this process well, they can apply for associate membership in CAR UK.
Okay.
For that eligibility test, they can have that thing.
Okay.
Or else if they need for the working, how to, like an awareness means, they can get trained from the individuals.
Okay. And do you provide online training too?
Online training, if you arrange like this, I can make it down.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, if it's if people are there, you will provide even online training, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That will be more comfortable than traveling to your area.
Yeah, right.
Because I can make my work here, and with that time also I can make it down that day.
Okay. Ma'am, what are the
And
challenges?
if you,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
pardon?
carry on.
So actually, training by any mode, the online or in person, I can make it, or they can come to our place.
Okay.
All type of training, because we used to give continuous. I told no about that my firm, Covey Global. Actually, mainly we want to. The main motto of that firm is to create awareness.
Okay.
So that too, my aim is agriculture and arbitration industry, but the other people in the firm, they are doing for commercial arbitration. There are different varieties of types are there. Investment arbitration, then public and private arbitrations like that there are there. So I am mainly involved with agricultural arbitration.
Okay. So, ma'am, have you faced any challenges, I mean, while solving disputes and in arbitration?
No, actually, once they came to us, it is a voluntary mechanism. They voluntarily accept this mode of dispute resolution and they are coming to us. So only we need patience. The arbitrator should need patience to hearing, that's all.
Okay.
Hearing both the parties, and everything has to be in document. So in writing, whatever they are giving as a proof, it has to be proved by a document in writing. So there won't be a chance of challenging or like disturbing circumstances.
Okay. So, I mean, what is the support farmers are getting from government for this?
Right now, they didn't get anything because government, even the horticulture department and the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, or even in Bangalore UAS, they are not having this as a course.
Okay.
So arbitration is a very new subject for them, and what this government is doing, arbitration as a general topic. Now we are separating as sector wise. Construction arbitration, financial arbitration, agriculture arbitration, like now, how the doctors, now general physician has gone for neuro, nephro, like that we are going, no? Like that, now it has been demarcating as sector wise.
Okay. Audience, if you have any questions, please type in. Okay. I hope there are no questions for time being. And if the audience has any further questions, please visit agricultureinformation.com under online education in webinar thread. And under this link, you can also post your questions in the forum and continue the discussion directly with Mrs. Surya Narmada ma'am. And okay. And also I request audience, please fill this form on today's talk. Please spare a minute. And meanwhile, I also want to update you the recording of this talk will be uploaded in webinar thread of our discussion forum. Before
Kindly inform me the when it is uploaded, okay?
Yeah, sure, ma'am, sure. And before I end this meeting, I would also like to all let you know regarding our site. If any one of them they are interested for or looking for agriculture product, please do visit our site. This is an event organized by agricultureinformation.com. Please visit our webinar thread under the online education section for updates on forthcoming events. I would like to thank Mrs. Surya Narmada ma'am, who has given a so informative talk. Maybe the topic is new, but the concept is very good and it's going to help everyone in our agriculture industry. And I would like to thank all members joining us. So I'll be closing this meeting now. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.